Y'all, I'm back with another video. Good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are across the world. I see you, you see me. So in today's video, I will be, opening myself up for y'all to get to know who I am, where I started, my testimony, and everything else. So I am a mom of 4 beautiful boys. They are my absolute world. I started off very young having children. My oldest is 14, about to be 15 this year, and my youngest is about to be 4 in a couple weeks. Yay! My life has not always been the best, but I am very, very grateful to be where I am today by the grace of God. All by the grace of God. I reside in Nashville, Tennessee, and I was born here, but I wasn't raised. My childhood was kind of like, there were ups and downs. Didn't have the best childhood, but I didn't have the worst. So I'll say that. But growing up, I did kind of miss out on that fatherly love. So when I became older, like I seeked it in men. Like I seek that in men. So I kind of like, live my life like in that way, and the people that I was hanging around kind of made like sex and being with a man is like the ultimate goal in life, and I literally prioritized that, and I just, my life was based off of sex and smoking and all this extra stuff at a young age. Well, I wouldn't say too young, but young enough, okay? Shouldn't be doing it anyway, alright, how about that? But anyway, so yeah, as I grew older, I had things, of course, from my childhood that I needed to heal from, as far as like the fatherly absence and stuff. My father was in my life, but he was absent in the way of being there. Like his physical body was there in the home with us, but as far as like interacting with him, I love yous, and it was a weird dynamic when it came down to my father. I really couldn't even, interpret it the right way myself. But I love my daddy, you know what I'm saying? But although I do love my father, when I grew up and I grew older, I had a lot of issues when it came to men and relationships and love and my idea of love and what I seen in the home growing up. So I grew up, and at the age of 17, I became pregnant with my first child, my sweet baby Cameron. He's now a 14-year-old. At that moment, like, of course, the idea of a man is who your father showed you a man was. Wasn't the best, and I was extremely gullible back in my day. So like, it wasn't, you could get a lot past me, let's just say that. I'm extremely gullible, extremely forgiving, and I just felt like that I was supposed to keep it together all the time, just like my mother and my father did. And so no matter what we went through in our relationship with his father, well, my 2 oldest, I just kind of, allowed it to happen. Because if you love somebody, that's what you're supposed to do. And that's what I thought. And I was, of course, wrong. But during that time in my life, that's how I felt. In the midst of it, I, was doing, smoking marijuana, drinking and doing all these other things, hanging around people that would influence me in the wrong way, of course. And that really became my life for a very long period of time. It really did. I just remember moments in those times in my life where I felt like I knew that this wasn't what God called me to be in my life, and that I had a greater purpose. I was so blind towards the pain and hurt that I had endured, the heartbreak and all the things like that, that I felt like it was like I needed to cover it up. Otherwise, I don't know how I would, you know what I mean? And take this whole situation in. And it was cool, the people that you're around, if they make it seem normal to be this way or act this way, You know, it'll easily draw you in, especially when you're in a vulnerable state in your life, you know. And yeah, so I struggled with that for a very long time. And yeah, it was something that I really, really struggled with. And multiple times I would try to stop smoking marijuana. Like once I got out of that mist of just that cloudiness of, you know, just covering up pain. And I mean, from the time that I woke up in the morning to the time I laid down at night, I was smoking. The fifth sibling out of six, the baby girl. Baby girl. But I've always felt, at the time I didn't feel that it was God's presence. I didn't know what kept me going and what kept me in such a positive spirit all the time at that moment. But I know now that God was always with me and my family, and I'm just so grateful for that, because we have experienced so much growing up and endured so much pain in our lives, and God has literally guided us and showed us so much favor and mercy throughout our whole entire life. It's just mind-blowing, like the way God shows up for each and every one of us in our lives. And yeah, like from a child, I knew that I felt God's presence with me all the time. And I couldn't necessarily put my finger on, you know, at that time I'm just like, whoo, I feel the love, the protection, no matter what was going on, everything was always okay. So during my journey of trying to find myself, during the period, my early 20s, I want to say, when I was going through the whole situation with sexual immortality and drugs and drinking and all of that, and just being around the wrong crowd, I started to clean myself up in a way. My mama and my daddy, you know, they talked about God, but we never really attended church. Maybe in my younger days, mind you, let you know that, of course, I'm the second youngest, so, you know, it wasn't a lot that I remembered that my oldest, siblings remember at the time. But, I was just trying to find myself. Like, I was just trying to find, like, where does my identity lie? Like, there's more to life than just this everyday wake up feeling, it has to be something more. So I started going down this route and trying to find out my own identity, and which led me into tarot. I remember going through, at the time, I was going through a relationship with a man that was extremely, extremely toxic, extremely manipulative, and although I thought I had healed from the relationship that I had in the past with my two oldest father, I clearly didn't, because I was so weak to love at that moment still, that no matter what he said, no matter what he did, I just, like I said the first time, like, I'm supposed to fight for this man. I know that things can get better, and I can do, things are not gonna always gonna be the way it is right now. And it's my duty as a woman to help him. And I got so tongue-tied, like, in that whole situation, that I found comfort in watching tarot videos on YouTube. Like, I would literally go on there and every day, all day, watch different tarot videos, try to get confirmation on what's to come, or is things are gonna change and stuff like that. And it threw me for a loop, because I literally based my life off of watching tarot. Then I got into a point in my life where I needed tarot cards. I wanted tarot cards. That was my thing. Spirituality, crystals. I need that. I want to stay in positive energy. I want to be on in good energy. Any chance in any way I can. I want to stay protected. Get my amethyst crystal. Keep it ready. Had jewelry. Had my bracelets. Had all of that. I'm like, yeah, this is what I need to be doing. I need this guidebook of life. And in order to make any step, any decision I make, I need to go back to this tarot video to confirm any and everything. If I don't, I'm not going to be right. I'm not going to be But it got so deep, y'all, that I would watch tarot so much. It got so deep in the gutter, deep with the tarot readings, that I became paranoid. I became paranoid when I would watch a specific reader that I felt like was so accurate on their readings. But when they would make a reading that I knew it didn't resonate with my life, but I trusted them all these other times that they've read for me, and everything else was pretty accurate. So it would be to the point where a tarot reader will say, "Oh, somebody's watching you, or somebody's hating on you," and you go out into the world and now you watching everybody, trying to see who's staring. You know what I'm saying? So who hating and who. In reality, ain't nobody worried about you. Ain't nobody worried about you. Well, literally, I remember getting to a point where I was so low and so consumed with tarot that I literally fell into the deepest depression that I could ever imagine in my life. I was so depressed. I had all the crystals I needed. I had the tarot decks. I had the tarot readings that I was like, felt like was helping me, and doing all of this, and spiritual stuff, spiritual baths, all of that. Whatever you can come up with, I was doing that. But I got so dark and so low and so depressed that I could not. And I'm like, if I'm doing all the things right, like what's all these things that they say is right to keep yourself, your chakras aligned and all that extra, I'm doing that. So why am I feeling even more depressed? Before I began this, I wasn't the best, but I dang sure wasn't how I'm feeling right now. And so I remember that happening and me realizing that I'm doing something wrong. And I was scrolling on my Facebook and I came across a video of just a video of a woman, speaking about her own testimony through the new age spirituality and stuff like that. And it really hit home for me because I remember when I would always go through videos of people just, people that speak about God and talk about, the different scriptures and, just speaking about God in general. I would be so quick to just swipe past because, when you go through certain stuff in your life, like, although you've heard about God growing up, when you don't have those beliefs instilled in you, it starts to fade away. You got to find your own way. I want to know the cheat code to life: a relationship with God. A relationship with God, because He saved me. That's from, what's that dude's name? NTM Isaiah. I went through that dark moment and I started to feel like that depressive heaviness on me and stuff like that. And that's what made me, when I started scrolling through the videos, and I felt this connection through the videos of God speaking to me. And so I'm like, wow. And I remember being in my bathroom and I got on my knees and I prayed to God after so many years of not praying and stuff like that. And I prayed to God and I asked to have an encounter with Him. And I just remember feeling His presence. I remember feeling His presence after I prayed and I was on the bathroom floor. And I never felt so much love and peace and comfort in my life. And it was the most beautiful thing. I should have got me some tissue. It was just so powerful. It was so, you guys know what I'm talking about. If anybody that's encountered God's presence, the Holy Spirit, like, you know what I'm talking about. It's like a hit in the chest, like, you just like that reassurance of love. You are loved. I'm here. I've been here this whole time. And like, oh. All right, let me get myself together, y'all. Okay, I'm back. From that day on, God has been with me. And although my journey has not been perfect, You know, but you just got to keep yourself in prayer and keep asking God to guide you and pray your way out of whatever it is that you need help with. But I did fall back into smoking again after I gave my life to Christ, and I knew that that was something that I really struggled with, and I just kept praying about it, and I can't remember the exact date because I'm not good with exact dates on anything. But it's been seven months. It's had to be in August, September, October, November, December, January, February, March. Yeah, March. 7 months. Can't remember exactly what day on August though. Okay, you asking for too much. But I'm here and I haven't looked back since. And it's hard sometimes because you know you come around people that do smoke and it's like my first few months was like the hardest. But after that, like God has truly delivered me from smoking, from sexual immortality. I have been on my celibacy journey as well. I have never felt so full of love in my life and so seen the way God sees me. And I'm just so forever grateful for that. And I'm gonna start crying again, y'all. I'm such a crybaby, y'all. But y'all understand, for the people that have, you know, encountered the Holy Spirit and went through their whole, you know what I'm saying? Like, you get it. You get it. So, my best friend always, you know, I cry about a lot. But one thing about it, baby, you finna get these tears when it come to God. When I get to talk about God, baby, I'm finna bust it out. I can't hold back. It is what it is. But yeah, y'all, I just wanted to come on here and share my story, my testimony with everybody. Just to put out there, like, no matter what you're going through in your life, God can deliver you from it all. You know what I'm saying? No matter where you may think you are in life, if you feel like you can't be loved or you aren't lovable, yes you are. You're loved more than you could ever imagine. Give your life to Christ, build a relationship with Jesus yourself. So I'm just here to share my story with y'all. Thank y'all so much for watching, and until next time, bye bye.